Welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast, your number one source for all things entertainment. Join host Marco Mazzola and his fellow ranters as they sound off on the latest movies, TV, and the world of entertainment. Now, here are your ranters for the hour, Marco, Mila, Larry, and Bruno.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast. I am, as always, your host, Marco Mazzola, and with me in studio is a full cast of ranters. Yes, that is correct. All of four of us are in the house today. Let's start off with, hello, Bruno!
You're going to let those Budos laugh at you? -2 + 2 = I'll break your neck like a little toothpick. Orale.
Fill the hole. Fill the hole. Hello, Mila.
Hi.
And hello, Larry.
Hey.
There it is. Larry might be a little less than spunky today. We literally just finished a 4+ hour black belt test with Larry.
Yeah.
And he passed. Everybody give him a hand.
Thank you. Yay. And there was much rejoicing.
There was much rejoicing. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to review from 1988, Stand and Deliver. This is rated PG. It's an hour and 43 minutes, starring Edward James Olmos, as well as some people who were less known at the time. A very young Diamond Phillips, not unknown, Estelle Harris, who's a very bit part in this movie, but by IMDb, she's like literally the second one mentioned.
Yeah, right.
He's like really the only other one who's like anybody knows still at this point.
Right. Well, I think that at this point it's 2020. I honestly believe that when you go look up IMDb, they filter in who you see first.
It's
right?
popularity.
Absolutely, and because I think the same thing. It's like, all right, you didn't know who she was. We saw her like just a couple times.
Yeah.
And actually posted, I was like, oh my God, it's Ray Romano's mom.
Yeah.
So, but everybody.
No, that's not Ray Romano's mom.
No.
That's
no, it's George Costanza's mom. I'm sorry. That's George Costanza's mom, right.
From Seinfeld, yeah.
Same Water Buffalo. So, I think that enough people have seen it, and Diamond Phillips is, still, but then again, Andy Garcia's in it, and why isn't his name?
Yeah, he's much smaller part, but not as small. She's actually got a smaller part than he did.
Right.
She was in a much less than he was, but I always forget that he's in this movie until I see his credit, and I'm like, oh, that's right, Andy Garcia's in this.
Yeah, but I definitely think that it's
Andy
populated
Garcia.
just because of, I don't know, well, who's still kind of sort of relevant.
Yeah, so who wants to do the summary on this movie today? Let's see.
Go ahead, Bruno.
Okay, Bruno.
It's based on a true story.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And the teacher, Jaime Escalante,
Or Jaime.
Jaime in Spanish, is essentially gave up a well-paying job, or the opportunity to get into a well-paying job, to teach these kids math. And he thought he was going to be teaching them computers.
That's right. I was going to say, no, start with computers.
He got to the school, and the secretary at the front office was like, we don't even have computers, so you're not teaching them anything.
Yeah, they were waiting for computers last year and the year before. We still don't got them.
So then he ends up with a classroom full of essentially,
Remedial.
Yeah, they were, in the Latin realm, they'd be like cholos,
Yeah.
And
there's only one cholo.
There's only one.
There was only one cholo.
There were a few, I think.
Well,
right, there was
Angel.
Yeah, and then
his boy.
Fingerman.
Right, and that's it. Those are your two cholos.
Those are the two. I guess you're right.
There was a third cholo.
No. Before you start going, he was there at the
right.
first. Before you start going into that.
Yeah.
Those are the only cholos.
All right. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
So anyway, these are difficult kids. They're not necessarily
the sweat
focusing on
hogs
school. Yeah. They're kids who come from, the lower income brackets. And so they're not looking at going to college, not even considering school or mathematics to be something they need to know, because most of them are going to, graduate and hopefully graduate high school if they ever even do that.
And this is their senior year.
Yeah, that's right. And so, and maybe work in.
No, it's not. It starts on their junior and then moves to senior.
Yeah. Right.
Beginning of junior year.
Right.
So then, most of them are going to end up like pumping gas at a gas station or work in a, whatever convenience store. Or one of the guys wanted to take a summer job and buy a new car. So, they're not even focused on that. And here comes this teacher who makes a connection, played by Edward James Olmos, and he does an amazing job. I saw an interview with him about it, and he talks about how he had to change his mannerisms and how he walked, and that the actual guy who this is based on was there at the filming, and he was helping him the whole time and telling him about like how these things went and how he acted, showing him kind of the way he was, I guess. It was really cool. And he like turns
that's the realism, right?
It really is real, like super based on reality here, and he turns this classroom around. Like he gets them interested, he gets them, I dare to say, dreaming about going to college and a better life, and then they eventually go from like this remedial math class. He takes them from their junior year to the senior year through calculus, which. And I don't know if you've ever taken calculus, but calculus is not easy.
It is not easy.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. There's a lot of theoretical that you're talking about in calculus, and the fact that these kids who a year and a half, 2 years before, weren't even able to understand what a negative number is super impressive. And so he did that, and so then they all took the AP calculus exam to get credit for college, get college credits, so they could go to college and sort of place out of some classes. And they all take it, like 18 of them pass. Like I think there's only 18 in the class.
The whole class passes.
Whole class passes. And then the Standard Testing Education Board notices an anomaly that basically they did too well, and they got too few problems wrong based on the average and all of that stuff.
And they got the same problems.
And the ones that go wrong are the same. Yeah.
So they think that they cheated, and they think they cheated off each other, and so there's this whole investigation. And at the end of the day, the teacher insists that or allows them all, or encourages them all, I should say, to retake the test. And it's retaken under like supervision of the Standard Testing Organization, and they all passed again. They passed, with good grades. So that year, like 18 kids passed.
The next year was
then
32.
The following year, 32.
And then it just keeps like
it keeps going up and
almost
up
doubling.
and up.
Yeah.
Until 1987, where like 87 kids passed. So like it basically just shows that this school took, maybe he led it. They didn't really go into detail, but
it was him.
He might have led the whole. Hey, it's cool to actually kind of be smart. It's a good thing for you. You can learn and get a better life. And so it was awesome. It was really cool.
And it was him. Like he stayed there and kept doing it. Like
I looked
for a
up.
long time.
He taught up until 1991.
Yeah.
So that's when he was.
And the movie was in '88, so obviously they didn't have any numbers past that because that was the movie came out. But
right there.
that's why they credits stopped at '87.
I was like, why does it drop out?
Was it set in 82 or 83?
It was set in that first year when they said that.
Right, but they only have the
18.
stats up to 88.
Right.
Because it was 1988.
when they made the movie.
You know what? I'm so glad you did that because I was like, yeah, but what about the rest of these? He taught until 91. Hey, dummy, this movie's in 88. There's still another 3 years to go. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are you from the future? How many do you think are going to pass next year?
It's funny, when I was looking at the math on the board when he was going over calculus, my eyes started twitching.
Sure.
Because I major in math at the college that I go to. So I'm like integrals and stuff like that, natural log, what's the area under the curve. I'm like looking at it, I'm like, stop it.
Yeah.
No.
I paused it a couple times. It looks like they were doing it the right way.
Yeah.
So like it was cool.
I mean, hopefully
he
he's
taught
there
integration by
helping
parts.
them.
And I was like, I know that method. I
One would
learned it.
hope if the actual teacher was there,
Still going.
like supervising the movie, that they would put the math correct on the board.
I sure hope so.
You know what I mean?
But I bet that sometimes doesn't happen, right? Like,
Yeah.
I would imagine sometimes, but when you have the actual guy who's the expert in it, like I would be like, if I was me, I'd be like, then fix that.
Yeah, but did you see what was the movie with Keanu Reeves? It was like the end of the world. Keanu's an alien. He comes down. He's going to destroy the world because humans don't deserve to live.
No.
I've never heard of this before in my life.
Mandela effect.
Fuck. No, it's
It's
called.
funny. I'm now just imagining like straight up Keanu Reeves going like, "Hey man,
I mean,
you kind of don't
he plays
deserve
a perfect
to
like doesn't he? Like
exist."
his demeanor. I'll think of it. But anyway, on the board there, they just threw like all sorts of random fucking equations. Like, so they show a board of this guy who's supposed
Which
to
they probably did the
super
same thing in
smart.
Independence Day. You know what I mean? Like,
The day the Earth stood still.
Somebody wrote F equals MA. Somebody wrote the day the Earth
The
stood
day
still.
the Earth stood still
right.
in
Yes.
2008.
Yes. That's it.
because it's just like fictitious, pseudoscience. Some aliens coming down, stuff like that. So
No, but
the quantum galactic.
he shows them.
something.
He shows them. He solves some problem for him.
yeah.
And he's like, there was an issue. I forget what it was now. It was a while since I've seen the movie.
So you're gonna have to double back and watch Good Will Hunting and let us know if the problem he solves is correct.
Oh yeah,
See-
it's been a long time.
yeah,
since
there's
I've
one
seen
for
that.
you.
I bet you it probably is. I bet you.
It probably is, because I feel that, especially at that time when they were doing that, people are looking for that. And
It was a
honestly,
big thing, and that was a big part of
I
it.
mean, honestly, in 1988, calculus, people were like, what the?
Yeah.
Sure.
And the thing is, it all looks legit.
looks
Like I
legit,
was
right.
looking at it and I was like, these are
at the
actual
pi
methods.
symbol,
to
that
get
doesn't look
through
like a
this.
number.
And even like when he's like, oh, there's an easier way to do this. It's simple. And that's
Tic-tac-toe?
and that's exactly how he would solve it. Like,
Tic-tac-toe.
and I looked at the right. No, exactly. It's a great way to do it. It makes it so easy. And then
I was
also
trying to
like.
show you the declensions.
And then looking at the work that he did before, he's got U equals
Right.
this, and then the D of U equals this. I'm like, oh, yeah, no, this is exactly how you work through this problem and then not get it right.
Right.
Yeah, see, and then you have
And
people
then
like
you,
me
like,
that
took
look
it.
at it and go, I have no fucking idea
Can't
if this
know?
is real or not.
Can't know.
Can't know, can't know.
Can't know.
And like, I'm looking at the going, sure,
Can't know,
whatever. Symbol equals symbol. Cool. I know what the pi is, though.
Yeah.
It's too good. It's too
3.14
accurate.
something plus 3.14.
Getting anxiety just
March
looking at
14th.
it.
So, bro, did you watch this when it came out, like way back then? Because I know I did.
I did not.
I didn't like seeing it in the theaters, but I did see it when it was out. Like when it first
I
came out.
didn't. I was into action movies and that kind of shit. I wasn't. I mean, this is a good movie. This is
Yeah.
a great movie, and it's one of the. I heard the stat that it's like the most shown movie in high school.
In
Yeah.
fact, actually, building upon that, the first time I saw this, which was like 3 or 4 years ago, was in a classroom.
yeah?
It was my English teacher who
Yeah.
showed me this.
That's
one.
probably where I started.
But
weird.
he's also like he kind of reminds me of you guys. He just watches like only 80s movies and like shows us only 80s movies. And I was like,
Wait, hold on, time out. We
Exquisite.
watch other movies, not just 80 movies.
Some 90s.
I don't know, man.
hate
The
her.
percentages,
Some 90s.
the
You know what?
percentages
Tessa's
are
over.
high though.
Fuck you, Mira.
The
love
percentages
to
are
go
awful high. You have
newer.
to admit
Yeah.
that.
This is true.
I go, oh my god, let
Yeah,
me
if you
take a
roll back
random
the
guess
episodes, yeah.
at when this movie takes place, and I look at the time and I go, gee willikers, is that 88? Wowee.
Yeah, so there's that.
There is that. There's definitely that. What about you, Larry?
So I definitely didn't see this in the movies. I mean, I was, 11?
Yeah,
I
no,
think I
I
saw
didn't
this
see it in the
probably when it
theater
came out on HBO.
Yeah.
And actually this
And it's
wasn't
like
even,
on. It's always on.
Right,
It was a
and
movie
this
that was
wasn't actually
constantly
the
played.
first one of this kind of style movie that I watched.
Yeah.
I think I watched Lean on Me first, which
me
came
too.
out the year after.
Yeah.
I had to
It's a
look it
great
up because I was
film.
like, wait a minute. So I watched Lean on Me. It's same basis,
Yeah.
urban opposed to East LA. So I saw that one first.
Me too.
And I think it may have been like one of my uncles or even my aunt was like, oh yeah, this is like Stand and Deliver. And I'm like, what? So when I watched that movie though, it gave me a 70s vibe. So that's, I forgot that this came out in literally late 80s. Because when you watch it, and again, it's the way they've shot or whatever, the filming, whatever, it gave me that like late 70s vibe, maybe even early 80s, not late 80s, right? Because again, the year after we see Lean on Me, and I just think that I got a different feel from that.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
So I said I definitely saw this on HBO after Lean on Me, and this was cool, man. Like I really like this movie. For me, it moved very fast though. It was super super fast.
I think
I think
felt
it's a
that
smart.
too.
Smart
It was
that they did
the
that, though.
timeline.
They threw a lot of stuff in there that didn't always tie together. Like the fight that he pulled,
Angel out.
Angel,
from.
right, so
they
we-
never followed on that. I think
Yeah.
it was like you just said, Mila. I think it was just like the teacher said, here are all the things that happened. They just made those things in the movie, and then that was it. It was
So
over.
Yeah.
the feeling that I got at the end of this movie is that there was a lot of stuff that was in between that fell to the cutting room floor because excuse me.
And it's only like an hour and
It's an hour and 43 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And I understand that they had to literally go over, I think it was like 2.5 years. It's literally because at one time when they have to go back to study, Poncho, which is the one that gave up the weekend job, he was like, I've been with you people
summer
for
job
2
stuff.
years. You
Yeah.
know I'm the dumbest one out of all of you. I can't do this.
Yeah.
So when he said that, I was like, wow. But before he even says like from the beginning, he gets there, then all of a sudden he has this relationship with the students that seems
It
they've
moved
been with
quickly. It
him.
moved
So it's like,
quickly.
wait a minute. And then like when he's in the meeting with the other teachers and the board, they're like, we've been going at this for months. And I'm like, oh shit, he's already been there for a few months.
Yeah, that definitely
So I
moved
just
in
feel
from
that
day one to a few months.
the relationship, and not that I really needed it so much, but just a little bit of relationship development.
Yeah, it
between
went
the
from 0 to 100. You're right.
and then it went from like the relationship between student and teacher, and student and students, because Angel shows up and he's like, yeah, Vato, and then it's like he's answering questions and he's like,
and he wants like 3 books,
and he
so
wants
he can,
to-
you know
so-
what I mean? He's like
but-
just
but-
totally into it.
But like he's wicked into it, and he's in it with the other students, and they're all just kind of vibing together. I'm like, this was a class that literally you guys could not really care too much for each other. Like, fuck you, I don't care, whatever. We're here literally just to get some stupid C grade.
Right.
So just for me, that timing of the movie, and like you said, Bruno, when like he goes out there, he sees the Cholos fighting, and then Angel goes and he stops Angel. It's like, where's the relationship built that you felt that you needed to stop him from going down that path? Right? Like there was no development.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened off screen that they talked about.
right,
So
right,
Like,
right.
a lot
They
of
did
it
a
happened
lot
off-screen.
of that sort of, hey, let's assume that they made some sort of connection, and here's him showing some
and that's
caring.
yep.
And then in class he empowers them, right? So like when he's talking to him about 2 minus 2, fill the hole, not that, you could tell he was kind of like leading him along to the answer,
Yeah.
right? So like there was a lot of empowerment. So I think they were trying to show that he's a
Negative
kind
2
of
plus 2.
teacher. Yeah, I thought he was an odd technique though. Like some of the things he made, like when he made comments when that girl, I forget her name, she left because he was like, who's she dating now? And she legitimately was
She was
I
like,
appreciate if you wouldn't fucking make fun of my social life in front of the class. Like, what the fuck?
Well,
dude?
yeah, don't use my
80s.
social life
To
to
entertain.
entertain the class.
Yeah,
And
and I thought that was
I caught
legit.
that too. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, fucking A.
But it was
right.
the 80s.
But it was
like,
the 80s.
Oh, I know,
teachers
it was
were
the-
definitely
and then
allowed
the
to
commentary that he
light
made to the
kids
girl
up.
about the apple with 25% missing, and he was like, the smart people are they as good in the sack or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, this girl's supposed to be 14 or 15.
Yeah, she looked super
Well,
young.
junior
What?
year, so
What?
yeah,
I mean,
16,
junior year, so
16,
yeah.
17.
16, but still like,
Yeah, no, it's still
smart people
wrong.
really- I mean,
In 2023, that would not play. He'd been fired.
definitely not right.
Oh, yeah.
But again,
God.
again,
But it's
left
the
and right.
80s.
it is the 80s, and teachers definitely did say things like,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't, and in all seriousness, like, we've watched movies that they've said shit way out of fucking pocket, a
Yeah.
lot worse
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
what was said in this movie. So I'm like, bye.
Yes, but here's the disconnect for me was that they presented this guy, this teacher, as like he really connected with these students. He was special. He's kind of like a father figure, right? He became that protector, that taking care of the kids and guiding them and shepherding them. And then I saw him like make weird sexual innuendos to that girl. Then he made like talk to the other girl about how many people
is
you're
it
dating
more of a
this
case
week.
of like,
I was like
he's
a little
not perfect.
disconnected on that.
A, he's not perfect because he does
Yeah.
make mistakes here and there.
Yeah.
And B, is he trying to like teach them at their level? He's like
definitely
talking to
did.
them
So
almost like
that's
they
what
talk
I
to each
picked.
other.
That's what I was
So he's not
I was
just trying to be
assuming.
above them, and
Yeah.
then they just can't connect with him.
Yeah.
You know, because
So
they're going to
that's-
talk like that to each other.
Yeah.
So that's what I got
know.
out of it.
Like
to a certain degree.
hence the math equation problem where he's like, if
Yeah.
you got if he's got like 3 girlfriends,
Yeah.
and she's got one girl, or he's got one
You
girlfriend,
got a gringo who's got this girl. And
right? Yeah, it's like it's something that makes it
Can we get some
more.
gigolos? How many gigolos can we get in here?
Gigolos.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
He's just trying to talk to them at their level.
yeah,
you know?
I get that.
And you know what? And I can
Something
No,
appreciate
there's
They
definitely
should-
some
I would-
comments like, Jesus.
Yeah, I was like, huh?
Yeah. That's a little off.
But again, it's
But
the
it was
the
environment,
80s.
it's a scenario, it's the 80s.
It was the 80s.
Honestly, and again, we talk about this every time when we watch a movie, you have to watch it with those goggles on. We can't
Yeah.
watch it, we can't, because it's like, oh my God, that would, no shit, that shit would
But I also,
stand.
And the
we didn't
thing
also
is,
grow up in a
I-
school where some guys were maybe potentially shivving your teacher
I mean,
because
again,
you looked at them
right.
wrong way
Yeah.
and steal their car and boot the
Right.
radio. Larry did.
It wasn't
you get money
as
for the
bad.
radio, or?
It wasn't
No, I'm
as
checking.
bad, but we
Yeah.
there was definitely situations at my school.
Delinquency going on.
There was.
Yeah, we grew up in Newton. That shit didn't happen.
The hood.
The hood.
Yeah.
The
Hood of
well,
Newton.
We were in north. That was the rough
That's
section.
on
We
the
weren't south.
Wrong side of the tracks.
Yeah, absolutely.
What would be the wrong side of the tracks in Newton?
No, where we were. We're not kidding this. I mean, we do not live in a bad area. Don't get me wrong.
Right,
Like, in Newton, like the poorest section was where we grew up.
Okay.
Newtonville, Nonantum, that area.
Like Little Italy, like they're all
and
immigrants.
it's not poor. It's just working class. It's not
It's
like
It was
not
working
as-
class. It was working
Yeah,
class.
okay.
Yeah.
the hill and
Newton
Chestnut
has
Hill
a
and things
big
like
disparity in
Chestnut Street and
income.
things like that. That's where South was. That's the
Yeah, on the
rich.
south side is where all the wealthier properties
The
are.
big
and things
mansions
like that.
and the things like that. My mother's side story. My mother used to, because she was a crossing guard up in that area for I don't know 20 years, whatever. And one of the things she used to love to do was to drive around and
Yeah,
look.
some beautiful houses.
Oh, beautiful! And she'd look in the window. We're like, "Are you scouting the joint? Like, what the fuck are you doing?" She's like, "No, I just like they have like great paintings and tapestries and things like."
They have
So you're just
tapestries.
Get off the
casing the
property.
joints. You're casing it.
Excuse me.
No, she would
you mind
drive
fucking
by.
off?
She would drive by, like, yeah, but you keep driving by. They're gonna call the cops on you.
so this
the
lady
same
with her
white
kids
caravan
keep
keeps
driving
driving
by?
by my house at
3
9
times
o'clock.
today.
At 9 o'clock at
Fourth time
9 o'clock at night.
Oh yeah, cops getting called. What's wrong with your mother?
Because the thing was, like, you go to our section of town and everybody pull their shades. When they fuck all to steal. But you go to these houses and then all their shades would be up.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, they leave their shades and their blinds up. Like, look at everything I have.
Would you imagine that?
We grew up in immigrant households, right? Like we didn't have any
Pull that
fucking-
shades. I don't know
we
where
didn't
to see
have
my
any fucking
Jesus
money.
hang on
We
the
don't-
wall.
We don't want anybody to see the Jesus on the wall.
Yeah. It's crazy. So, anyway.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, back to Stand and Deliver. So, yeah, same thing. Watched it when it was on TV. Like, I mean, every time it was on, it was one of those movies, like, didn't matter what section it was on, I'd watch it. Like, almost to the point where, like, I watched it on purpose last night, and I almost forgot the beginning. Like, how it opens. Because every time I'd watch it, it would be, like, at least 10 to 15 minutes into it.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where you catch, oh, it's on, boom, and they actually put it on purpose. So it was funny to actually watch the opener again when he goes in. It's like, yeah, I'm looking for the computers, and like, no
See,
computers there.
I instantly, like, because when we were describing this movie, I was like, well, that sounds really familiar. And then when I saw the opening scene, I was like, oh, yeah, I've seen
Amy
this
had
one.
never seen it, which was shocking. Which is shocking to me for some reason.
I've
That's
never seen it
wild.
until we watched it for this.
Oh, really?
Really? So this was your first time?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
This is how the tables have turned.
That's right.
Wait.
I'd never
Time out. Mila saw a movie before you did?
Can you believe
Shut
it?
the fuck
Can you
up.
believe that has
That's
happened?
amazing.
Dude, we can legit stop doing this forever now.
We're done.
Podcast
And
is
we're
done.
That's it.
And we're done. Listen, guys, it's been a
we had a
great
good
run. You know, I'm out. Laters.
Who's your favorite character? Who's your favorite person in the
Shit, I don't.
I don't feel like I ever got a good enough rapport with any of them to really.
I mean, you
Have
don't
a
get that
favorite?
much with the students, like individually.
You get like such
You get
surface
some,
level.
but there's not a lot because
Like it's a
there's
weird
so
mixture
many
of
of them.
surface level mixed with, and then here's our familial problem.
Yeah.
But also just here's the surface level you'll ever see. You know, I'm like I don't know, like
They didn't go deep into too many characters.
yeah no.
Well, that's the thing. That,
Other than Jaime
even the-
himself,
even the
but
cheese
even
character.
Jaime, though.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
could have been
What
more.
was the really like prim and proper looking girl? Anna. Like, huh? I'm sorry. We were explained she's in the class, she does really well. And then her father is like, no, she's working here with us.
Yeah.
And then she comes in the next day,
Yeah.
and she's like, I'm taking this class, and everybody's super chill with it. Like her parents signed the thing that she can take the classes. I'm like, what happened? That feels like something I should have known.
Well, she
I
comes
know.
back. Remember, she
No, I
comes
know,
back to
but
the
like
door
he was so like
and answers
no,
the question on the board.
like no,
She answers the gigolo question.
no, that's not. It's like
Which one are you talking about?
no, that's the girl. Like
She's just surprised
There
that
was
she
this-
showed up and there was no explanation.
exactly like her parents were so no, she's not going to college. She's working here. I will not
her
move.
father
on this.
was. So
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna take your route, Bruno, and say that, you know what? Maybe off screen the mother was like, listen, motherfucker, you're in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Somebody in this family needs to graduate high school, and if she's our only one,
And maybe go to
she needs-
college.
and maybe she needs to go back.
But
to
the
school.
thing is, this just adds on to how much we just didn't see on
Right.
screen.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
It would have
and it's
been
like,
nice to
and it's
see
like
that,
if
but-
you put this scene in there, why bother? You could have just left that out, honestly.
I mean, it was actually nice to see.
He was interested.
It was nice to see, but
you get the.
It just I could have used a touch more.
You get the resolution by the fact that she just reappears.
You know?
You get that resolution by the fact that she just reappears to answer the question. You're like, oh, I guess they had to talk.
Yeah.
No.
Like,
you don't get to see the talk, but they had a talk.
They had a talk.
Somebody had a talk, and the wife pulled on the I wear the pants in this family,
That's the
and her
only
daughter's
way I
going
can
back
think
to
of.
It's just
school.
the fact that we also never saw the mom ever. It's like, can you help your mother in the kitchen?
Extra.
And then some
because
conversation.
she might not have been a factor in that whole decision.
Right, that's the thing. I'm like, I'm writing so much in my head right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm coping so hard.
very
The
much a
father
movie
could have
where
came
you
to the
wrote a bunch of
conclusion,
it,
even though he was,
Right.
the father could have came to the conclusion, even though his feelings got hurt. You know what I mean? He could have
Right.
after they left, he could have thought about it again when he calmed down.
Yeah.
And was just like, yeah, he's probably right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's probably right. But at the
Either
beginning,
that
he's
or
like, this
maybe he
guy's
was like,
insulting me,
Anna's
so get
really
the fuck out of my
bad.
restaurant.
Yeah.
That's the testosterone.
Do you think he could have been like, actually, Anna's a terrible waitress? Maybe she
Yeah, she kind of sucks
Well,
with this.
maybe
And
possibly.
she keeps
That's what it
fucking up
could've
checks.
been,
Maybe we
you
should
know?
send her to math class.
She can't even add, so
Yeah.
we better
Send her to math class.
send her to math class.
Senator Math class.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. All right, what else we got?
I thought they did an amazing job of making Edward almost legitimately look like he was bald.
Yeah, he just barely looks like himself.
Yeah.
I know.
He
At
looks
all.
really.
So it's funny that you say that. Excuse me. So I was watching this last night with the wife, and Karen goes, "Wow, how old is he supposed to be in this movie?" So I go back to the IMDb, find out how old the actual person is, whatever, and I think he's supposed to be like in his mid-40s or something like that.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, 'cause that's a serious comb over." I went,
That's
what
what
he is.
That's the way it
So
was
the-
in the 70s and
so
80s,
the-
all
right.
comb-overs, yeah.
But then I went to and looked up an image of him, the actual. I go, holy shit, that's real.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
showed Karen the picture. She goes, oh my god, now I know why. So the actual teacher had a severe comb over like that. So that wasn't for like aesthetics, if you will. It wasn't it wasn't like it would be cool if I wore my hair
The
like
actual
that.
guys, I think, is a little shorter and heavier.
Yeah, a little bit more of a bowling ball almost.
Yeah.
But that comb was real. Like it wasn't like let me just add this. It wasn't like Al Pacino. When Al Pacino was in Donnie Brasco, his character throughout the whole movie wears this fucking hat. The actual guy that he was playing, Lefty Ruggiero, never wore that fucking hat.
Right.
But while they were doing costume and Al Pacino looked at it, was like, I really like that hat. And he put it on. He kind of gave us something. He's like, yeah, this will work for me. And that's why he wears the fucking hat throughout the movie.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So it was just like, sure.
No,
All right,
almost
whatever.
said it took 4 hours every day to put that shit on.
Yeah, because it's totally. I mean, if you looked at, he was the captain in Miami Vice around the same time, just a
Oh,
little bit
yeah.
beforehand.
Yeah. He had a full head of
Full
hair.
hair,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know what I
full
mean? The
head,
mustache, everything.
blow dry man.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah,
I
he's
saw
full
the movie.
on.
I was
Right?
like, did he lose his hair and then he like rotated it
Yeah.
back?
See,
Okay.
I thought like he grew it back or something. I
Yeah.
was like, I've seen him in later movies or shows
Right.
where he had lots of hair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
He was in,
I know him from Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, there you go.
Like that's where I first saw him. So I was like,
He's
what
been-
happened there, buddy?
So he's
That's
been in
much
the
later.
scene for forever.
Yeah.
That's like 90s or early
He's-
2000s.
and
Yeah,
that
that's much
Bosley
later.
hair is really coming in.
He's not just a client.
Bosley, Rogaine. There's a
going
time
in the
that,
80s and
you know,
90s, right?
Yeah. I was like,
Not
damn.
just the president. He's also a client. But
Those are great commercials.
those are awesome. But yeah, no, he definitely he's kind of like that guy. He does that a lot. So he played Selena's father in the documentary of the movie about Selena.
Awesome movie.
Yeah.
Awesome movie.
He's a great actor. I really
yeah, just
like
in general.
him as a
So
movie.
speaking of
Oh,
acting,
fantastic.
I didn't look it up, and I don't know if any of you did or if you know, but did you check the production company who did this movie? It says right at the beginning,
No.
Almost Production.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it was
one
it
of them.
his?
Oh wow. Must
I
have
think
been.
so. Yeah.
That's
That's
okay. And the kid that plays his son, the youngest one,
Yeah.
is his actual son.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
And
cool.
he's done some other things too. I looked it up. That's the only reason I know. I was like, oh shit, that's his kid.
And his wife
wild.
is played by.
I don't know, but I'm sure you're gonna tell me.
I don't know who it is.
Boom.
Is it his real wife?
I don't know.
No, it's not his real wife. She was Richie Valens' mother in La Bamba.
Son of a bitch.
She played with Lou Diamond Phillips in La Bamba. It's the same actress. Yeah.
Cool movie. I like that movie too.
I love that movie.
I
It's
like-
another one of those movies I watch a lot. Sad as hell, obviously, at the ending,
Yeah.
but, you know, it's a great
Spoiler,
movie.
he dies.
Yeah. One of those Buddy
Just
Holly
saying.
killing
in
planes.
case he was with Buddy Holly, in case you didn't know. Yeah.
Nice.
Good movie.
Yeah,
You should
no,
watch that one.
great movie. I
I
love
saw
that.
my list already.
Yeah, honestly, that's kind of like
That's
back
a
of the
great-
eyes. Like,
I thought it was interesting that they threw the heart attack in there.
Dude.
Almost.
I mean,
Almost died.
oh my
Yeah.
God, and that's a fall, man. I remember
Yeah.
even as a
Right?
kid watching, I'm like, oh, that's a fall. He falls flat in his face at
But
some point.
watching him go down and like act that, I was like, "Fuck, this guy's good."
Right?
Yeah,
Oh
it's,
my
a
God.
great,
And, like,
it's a great acting
holy
job.
shit.
Yeah,
He's just
you're-
panting a face down on the, ground.
hissing,
Like,
No.
that hissing breathing,
As-
that
yeah.
patty. That,
As
oh
you're
my
watching
God.
it, you're looking on the wall going, fuck, where's the AED? Somebody got to help him. Come on with this
And there's
guy.
like nobody around.
I'm
Like,
like, where's everybody?
So it was a flashback for me in college. I came across a teacher who was having a heart attack like that.
Oh, shit.
did you really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, legitimate. I was walking to class. It was like 7:30 in the morning, and I was like down to the science building.
You
There
had a
was,
class at 7:30 in the morning? You were in college, my man.
Yeah, man. I took like 38 credits a semester. It was
He was
fucking crazy.
hardcore, yeah.
Electrical engineering is
Oh,
insane.
yeah.
Fucking insane. And no joke, had like 4 hours of homework every night.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
This
my
is believable.
business school friends would be like, I got an hour and I'm done. I'm like, fuck you.
No, oh my God, I have
Fuck
so many
you and
friends
fuck
that are
you.
like that. I'm like, look,
Next.
you take pictures for your major.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh,
Fuck
I have a
off.
song that I have to record by Tuesday. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Oh, so hard.
Shut up.
So I came
Shut your
across
mouth.
I came
Yeah.
across a guy. There was a stone bench, and he was laying behind the stone bench, like relative to me. And I was walking down, and I was with my friend, and I was like, "What? Look at that guy! He's probably passed out from last night." He's just college campus.
Right.
Right.
But I don't know why. I was like, let me just go over. And I went over to check it out, and it was a teacher in like a suit. And I was like, holy fuck. And I was like, I told my friend to go grab the ambulance. And I loosened up his collar, and I did some basic CPR. And he came back. And then I basically just held him until the ambulance arrived.
Shit, man.
Damn.
And then, but like they revived him like fully and brought him to the hospital, but he passed away like 2 days later.
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible. And then to make it worse, like here I am in college not knowing how to fucking deal with anything. His wife called because she wanted to know like what happened.
because you were the last
Yeah.
one.
Because I was the last one.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh my fuck. And then I was like, I don't know what to say, super
Yeah.
but I ended up talking to her for about 20 minutes and she's crying and I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do.
So will you be
But I
singing
talked
for
to
us today? Or you're winning the American Got Talent. He's got to win the American Got Talent today. Fuck.
It was just heartbreaking, and he had like 2 little kids. It was horrible. He had a massive heart attack. Turns out
that sucks.
it's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah,
So like
there's
when I
nothing
saw
about
him
that.
fall down the stairs and like I was like, that's real. That he's doing a
But,
that's
yeah.
legitimate.
Because he falls down like twice. Like he does the tumble down the first step,
Yeah.
No,
starts to get back
stumble,
up, and then like then
crawl.
goes face first and slides down the,
the
second
face
one.
first and slide
that
when he
one
was
right there.
breathing.
Oh, and
When
he's
he was doing the-
face
And he
down,
couldn't
his head
move.
turns.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
fuck.
When he was
Yeah.
in AFib, I was like, fuck. That's,
Yeah, that's some serious shit right there.
yeah, it was intense.
Yeah, the acting on that is just incredible. Yeah, he's so good.
Amazing.
He is good.
And then he
He's
shows
good.
up at school like 2 days later.
So that was the weird thing. It's like,
Guys,
so they're in the
amazing.
hospital.
I mean, with the amount of jump cuts, hell, it could have been a week.
Could have
2
been,
weeks.
and honestly,
But they
that's
said 2 days.
No, they did.
yeah. So I was
they
expecting,
did? Oh.
I was expecting it to be a couple. So when like he walked in, I'm guessing, oh, all right, this is like a month or 2,
Couple days.
whatever. Sure. But it was funny because when you see him when he's in bed and he pulls out that card and he's writing the equation on the card, right? And then the next scene, you see the kid in class, and he has that medical card, the card that he wrote the equations on.
Yeah.
He's writing it down. So obviously it's fucking homework because we already know that the sub is a music teacher. Like he doesn't know
That
math.
poor guy. He's like, I guess you're doing calculus. I'm a music.
I'm a
teacher.
music teacher. So it shows that kid with that same card. I'm like, fuck. So he must be doing homework sense. And then he writes down, hands it to the next girl. So I'm like, oh, okay. Somebody must be going to see him, and he's writing down the homework for them. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So this way, their brains are always working and working. And then he walks in, and they're like, hey, game on. I'm like, oh, look at that. All right. So he's back to normal. He goes, hey, man, it's only been 2 days. He goes, they can't hold me down. I was like, wait, it's only been 2 days?
What the fuck?
Bro,
I mean,
he's
I
had
wonder-
a fucking massive heart attack.
I wonder if that's not just like the movie. I wonder if that actually happened.
No, remember in the hospital, he's like, no, they got a test in 2 weeks. I got to get back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I wonder if that was Hollywood or if this guy really
I think he really did that.
like really was like,
yeah.
no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
I'm getting out of here.
And it was also the 80s.
I mean,
Yeah.
I do understand.
Nowadays, they're less likely to let you do shit like that.
Well, right.
Because it's a liability. You just like get up and walk out and have
Yeah,
a
but
you
yeah.
get back.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Checking yourself out as always, you might be able to do that. But
Right, but
It's
at the
still-
same
it's risky.
but at the same time, though, hospitals, trust me, I recently seen it firsthand. They're like, all right, can you walk? Are you good with this?
They want
we
you
need
to
the
fuck
bed.
up. They
Fuck
want
off.
you.
We need the bed.
Yeah.
Seriously, like
They do need the beds.
they need the bed and insurance.
my mom, when she was in the ICU, wasn't even conscious yet, and they were like, "We're gonna release her tomorrow, huh? What do you think?" And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking
Yeah.
about?"
No.
Can we get her to wake up first?
Holy
she
shit.
literally just came out. Why are
Yeah.
we?
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, she should be okay by tomorrow. Why don't we fucking wait till tomorrow
No.
morning?" And then, no, we're still not going to release her tomorrow, right? We're going to take a few more days. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right.
Yeah, but
Larry.
that's
You're
how
absolutely
hospitals
right.
are. They're like, yeah, listen, we need the fucking bed. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew somebody. They went in for surgery. They had a squished Oreo, right? Thank you. You get it.
You're talking about a
nerve?
No.
between your vertebrae.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a sac that gets compressed. I forget
Gets
the name.
compressed.
Now I can't think of the name because I'm thinking Oreo.
I know. Son of a bitch. When the
I keep
vertebrae goes
think-
like this and then
Yeah. I keep thinking bursa, but that's on your knee.
no.
That's on your knee.
That's right. Anyway, people are right now listening, yelling.
On their
Herniated disc.
Herniated
so
disc,
that's what a herniated disc is, when your vertebrae get
okay.
compressed.
Squished already.
Right. In the middle of your vertebrae, you have your fluids, whatever, and then when it goes like that, so it looks like a squished Oreo. That's what I always
Gotcha.
call it. Fair enough. So somebody know they got their L4, L5 lower, right? Squished Oreo. They go in, clean it up. It's literally
They usually fuse it. Do they fuse it first?
I think that they just cleaned up.
Maybe it wasn't so bad.
It was bad,
clean
but
you up a
no,
little
yeah,
bit.
just clean it up a little
out.
bit. It
Well,
was
because if you let it, if you take away too much material, then they rub against each other, and you get a lot of back pain.
right. So
that's why they'll sometimes fuse
it wasn't fused. That I remember.
Okay.
It wasn't fused.
Yeah.
So they go in, they get it done. The next day, like you said, they talk about, all right, so listen, recovery's like 6 hours. You're out of, you out of, it was, it was something quick. And the person was like, listen, I'm not trying to tell you how to do your job, but like it hurts, like actually even more.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, yeah, we've already done this
fucking bad.
surgery. It was kind of one of those,
We know.
Whiny.
yeah, they were kind of like, it was like, sorry about your bad luck, but fuck off. Like, we need the bed. And then the person was like, yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
100%
You got to
said-
advocate for yourself.
100% advocated, and I was the signed proxy.
Yeah.
And the person was like, listen, Larry, if they try to fight, you say, grab their ass. I'll do whatever the hell you want me to do. It's that simple.
Finger man.
Your man.
They were trying to get this person off for like 2 days. Finally, they were like, listen, there is something fucking wrong here. Something didn't go right.
Check it again.
To appease, they check it again. Because now it's been a couple days, the swelling's now gone down. Now you can see shit, right? Because swelling's gone down.
You gotta wait.
Yeah. It was fucking remnants of what they did. So it was all particles from the vertebrae that was still back there. They didn't clean it out 100%.
Yeah.
So they had to go back in and fucking do it properly. Yeah. And the person was like, yeah, and you want me to fuck off.
It's hard though, because like right after surgery, of course it hurts more.
Right,
You
exactly.
just cut
Exactly.
stuff
And
open.
I understood that
So
part
they're
of
probably
it.
like, you're probably okay. It's just gonna hurt a little bit more for a few days, and then it'll get better.
Right, but it was
it's good that
like
they
a
found
2-3
it.
days. They were like, no, listen,
Yeah.
there's something
Should've been
going
better by
on.
now.
Yeah.
Can you fucking go check?
Yeah.
But they weren't concerned with that. They were just like, look, we need the bed. Wait, we need the bed?
Good luck.
Let me know how that works out. We need the bed.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, to see that, but my man.
Yeah.
He was
Massive
like, you
heart
know what?
attack.
I got these kids I gotta take care of, and he
Right?
just took off.
I mean, thank you.
He was dedicated.
God bless the 80s.
God bless the 80s, bro.
I mean, he did a lot of stuff too. Like he was teaching, he was doing extra teaching, he was teaching
Teaching night
English,
school.
teaching night
Right.
school,
This is a bet.
teaching ESL.
And his wife was like, what the fuck are you doing? Why don't you at least take pay for it,
Yeah.
So here's the best. This is a desk. This is a desk.
Yeah.
This is a pencil. This is a pencil.
That was hilarious.
And then it went, oh
He's like,
shit.
give me a minute.
Give me a minute.
Like, one
Give me a
momentum.
minute.
Give me a
Oh,
minute.
yeah.
And then he has a heart attack.
They're like 1 minute.
So I caught
He said it in Spanish.
1 minute, please.
1 minute, please.
So like, I know it was like that's when he has his heart attack, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But I heard that I was like, that's some funny shit right there, man. Like that is
really
some
good.
funny shit.
Yeah.
I talked about this before. This is the same thing as that Wings episode when Roy's mother was dating the Simon Says guy.
Sure.
And then like she was gonna marry the Simon Says guy, and they go and he dies. He's like literally in the middle of a Simon Says, and he said call an ambulance, and nobody called the ambulance
Oh,
because
Simon
he didn't.
Says like the game.
Yeah, the
like,
Simon Says, and he was like the master Simon Says guy. Like he was really fucking good. Like you saw him, like he was doing it with Lowell, and Lowell beat him. He's like, "You're good, kid. You're good." So then he
So it's
like
like boy
off
who cried
camera.
wolf type
Yeah, so
shit.
off camera, like Roy comes in, he's like, he died, and they're trying not to laugh because it's super serious. The guy fucking died, and he's just like, yeah, he was doing it like at a senior citizen place, and he said, he grabbed his heart and called an ambulance, and nobody moved because
He didn't say Simon Says. Oh,
They all
Jesus. Just wait.
They all started laughing,
He's too
and he
good.
just keeled over and died.
That's terrible.
Oh my god.
We're not allowed to laugh at that.
Oh, they all laugh, like Roy and like whatever the other ones are sitting there, they fucking start cracking up. Anyway,
Should have
that's
said Simon Says.
Simon Says
That's
call an
Simon Says,
ambulance.
right?
Simon Says call an ambulance. Same thing. There you go.
So there was that, you know, and I don't. I feel for those kids, man. Like I truly
yeah.
do. And what really sucks is everybody. I felt like the board was kind of supportive of him, but they were kind of like, yeah,
Well,
we
he
really
was
don't.
way off. He was way off in left field with his techniques and stuff.
Right, but just regardless of the techniques, though, like when he was like, "Yo, we can really help these children out," and I think like the rest of I heard that too.
Yeah, somebody's coming in.
I think the rest of that was
Wrong place.
Wrong door.
Yeah, wrong door.
Told you 7 times a day.
they were kind of just like letting them. They weren't really supportive of the idea that these kids could actually do something.
Yeah,
Right.
because
They
they,
were just kinda
were
like-
realistic. Let's be real, right? So at the end of the movie, they said 18 people passed the AP exam. They never told you how many people went to college. They didn't tell you how many of those kids did anything other than work in a gas station or something. I hope.
I have imagination.
I genuinely hope they did. Don't get me wrong. What
can
I'm saying
believe.
is like, you're living in the real world. This is a great movie for like hope and don't
Yeah.
give up. And then the reality is that all they did was pass an AP exam. They probably
They got a couple credits.
got a couple credits, and then who knows if they had got like F's in English and F's in social studies. And
Why'd you have to go
F's
to
in
English
science.
first? Fuck.
Because it was a whole Latin community. But
Yeah.
look, I'm ESL myself. So what I'm trying to say is like why. Like it was a good story the way it was
Yeah.
put together,
But
but we don't know
realistically,
anything
yeah.
realistically about what happened.
After that, yeah.
It's just
afterwards.
it's a movie built to make people and students hopeful.
Hope.
Yeah,
a
yeah,
new
yeah.
hope.
And that's good. I
Go
think
to
it's-
college.
I think it's
do good.
great. Yes, I think it's great. But like you don't know anymore, right? So like
Right.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So I understand where the board was coming from, where that woman got up and said, "Look,
Yep.
you're giving these kids a chance at something and some hope, and if that falls through,
Then what do you got?
they
And
don't
honestly,
bounce back." These
I
kids
love
don't
that
have
line.
that.
That was a really good
fucking
line.
true, man.
Yeah.
It's one of.
Yeah.
When she said that, I know like maybe that was supposed to be like the villainous line, but I looked at it, I was like, yeah, like
She's
she
real.
fucking.
That's
she
real.
gets
Yeah,
it.
no,
This is
yeah,
real.
100%.
This is some real shit going on right here. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's really cool that what you're doing, but what happens if they fucking fail, man?
Yeah. Now
Then
what?
it's like,
Now they're
fuck it.
they're
game
fucking
I don't even
done.
want to finish school.
Look at what happened when they passed, but then they got challenged by this educational testing board.
Yeah.
Half of them fucked off, right?
Yeah.
Like Angel, like started swearing at cops and got pulled over, and the other kid.
Can we talk about where he got pulled over though? That's such a weird spot to get
I
pulled
don't know,
over.
they were just like, let's film right here. It was really
I
Yeah.
guess.
Under the bridge type of thing,
under
yeah.
a
I'm like,
bridge.
all right, so you're on the
Right.
street, you look at the cop, you flick the fucking cigarette at her.
Yeah.
They're like, whoop, whoop, pull over. You pull over right then and there. Now, these motherfuckers were like in the dirt, under the bridge. What the fuck?
That
I'm
was
like,
weird. Yeah, it was
that's
weird.
a weird spot. That looks like it, like, I don't know, like,
I feel like in
You're
the
paying a
80s, they
cop
weren't
off.
caring so much about like logic. They just
No.
we're telling a story.
Location shoots and things like
Where's a
that
cool
now.
place to shoot this? Right under this bridge.
Yeah,
Let's
that was
do
Stay
for free. For free. We don't have to
Free.
pay anybody.
That's
Yeah,
right.
there's no
Free.
extras to deal with. It's just under
free,
the bridge.
no cost,
yeah.
no fucking permits.
Yeah.
It'll take us 5 minutes and we're out of there.
Yell at pedestrians to
5-second
leave.
scene. We can have these two fighting it out.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
And she's like, "You got a smart mouth," and then she left. Like that's
Yeah.
it. They just fucking left.
The cop gives him a ticket.
Gives
No,
him
no,
crumbles.
he's
I was like,
He crumbles
there's
and
no way
throws
they
it
throws it
away.
away, and I'm like,
It's funny. I was like, the cops probably wouldn't react like that. I think it'd go much worse.
either that though, or they were like, I don't have fucking time for these two
Yeah.
fucking cholos.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off, dude.
were
This is
not.
the late 80s. I got fucking gangbanged. This is in East LA.
Yeah,
This
they-
is
they-
not
they-
gangbanged.
yeah,
Like,
they're not
fucking-
worried about some kid who
Like, you know
flicks a
what,
cigarette.
dude? Fuck
Yeah.
off, bro. Like, I don't have time
Yeah,
for that
and-
shit.
Who's dressed in like respectable clothing?
Yeah.
He wasn't
Right.
dressed in like gang wear.
Oh yeah, he was in like
He had like a
khakis.
button down.
But that's how cholos dress, guys.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
But at the end of the day, he
got the
just flicked a cigarette at them. It's not okay.
Alrighty.
But he wasn't like attacking them. He didn't show a knife. There was no
on.
weapons. There was no nothing. He just flicked a cigarette at them. You know what I mean? Not okay to do to cops, but still, like you said, it's not the
I
guys
don't
that
know,
are
dude.
beating the shit, killing people, selling drugs.
I've
really
seen
have
some
time.
guys get the shit kicked out of them for things like that. Actually, when Angel spits on Poncho was ready to beat the piss out of
Yeah, I
him.
can't
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
he
yeah.
didn't get his head pounded in.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah. No, I mean, I just meant the cops.
So
You know what I mean? Like
wonder.
at that point, like, fuck these two idiots.
But yeah.
Just move on.
Yeah.
You're right. Once you said like they're in East LA, I was like, yeah, they got way too much to deal
Yeah,
with.
there's other things going on. They're just like, yeah, I'm surprised they even like even bothered with them.
Yeah.
And also it's because again, it's the late 80s, man. There's a lot of shit fucking happening.
Yeah.
And dealing with these two fucking momos, it's like, that's what you got? Fuck off. I got better things to do. Like,
You got a
beat
smart
it.
mouth. All right.
All right. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Fucking momos.
Yeah. But we had to see Angel's, his moment and when he separates from
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Where they had it split and then, his sort of turnaround and
Oh, and then he's got his poor abuelita.
yes,
his
he brings
grandmother.
her to his
Why did
house.
he? I was gonna say, why did he bring
What
his
a-
abuelita into?
Because he had kicked him out.
Because he got kicked out of class.
Because he was helping her.
Oh right, and he was like,
That was a
"Please."
fucking great move. Are you kidding me?
That was
Clutch.
that was
That was
Clutch
the
where he's like, oh, it's
move.
a dirty
Listen.
trick. He's a fucking dirty trick.
Yeah, you know what? I was
like,
fucking
but-
genius.
Yeah, it
But
was
it's
genius.
cold
There's
out
that-
here, and she's hungry.
There's that fucking culture right there, right? Like coming from an immigrant
That's
family,
it.
it's like,
That's it.
fuck.
Yeah, that's what you do.
If any of my
Yeah.
teachers growing up, because I had Portuguese teachers, if someone's bad, I would 100% be grandmother. You know my
Yeah.
grandmother, my vovó.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, fuck.
Fucking asshole.
Fine, get your ass back in. It's real. So
Oh,
when
wow.
he did it, I was like, that's fucking. And he even says, he's like, you got the balls to bring abuelita in here. And he's like, gotta get back in the class. He's like, all right. Then the best, he's like,
Gotta take the ticket to the show.
yeah, and then he's like, smells good in here. What are you cooking? And he walks right in.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah. So
that's
funny. Oh my
fucking
God, that was
awesome. So
great.
I mean that, even though it wasn't.
Oh man, I want to do that
Very-
like 10 times a week to my neighbors. They get some good. I walk by. I get some new neighbors across the hall.
Ooh.
They're always cooking up some good shit. I'm
And then
like,
those, listen.
hey,
That's
what's going on in
unusual.
here?
Usually in an apartment, they're never cooking good stuff. And it was-
No, I mean they're
you
know.
smell, you're like,
fish
ooh, what the
or
fuck?
Yeah,
some other.
yeah.
some
No,
other
because our
cooking on.
previous neighbors there, it was awful. This new neighbors, I don't know where they went cooking lessons, but it's fucking good. It's fucking good. It always smells
Can you
good.
imagine? No, you know what? Send Christian over there. Have Christian knock on the door. Yeah, but they're like, there's this little
Can
kid.
I
He's
have a bowl of spaghetti?
No, it's Indian food. It's some sort of like a Middle Eastern type food or whatever. Like they're really nice people. Like we love our new neighbors.
like, so.
Yeah, the
Chicken
guy's
tikka
awesome.
masala? What's
The
that?
guy's
You,
awesome.
are you sharing with the rest of
Yeah,
us?
you sharing?
Listen, we can all smell it. Does that mean that we all
That's right.
have some?
You're gonna share the smell. You're gonna share the food. Let's go.
That's the rule right
See,
now.
it
That's the
seems
rules.
reasonable.
Did you not read that on your lease? I read that. It's in clause
You must share with
17A.
everybody else.
17A.
So-
Read 17A.
17A, subsection 3, paragraph 4,
Marco's
line
rule.
6.
It's called Marco's rule.
There's a
Share.
star and a highlight. So that part there, and as much as I criticize like the time lapse, right, and how fast it went or whatever, we missed things. There's those little things that you see like that you could see the connection that he does have with the students. So I mean, I like it, right? I just wish that they develop, like we saw the development, and I think that we've been spoiled because there's been other movies that were like this that have come out years later, and they do that. There is more of a development with the teachers and the students.
You said doo-doo.
Doo-doo, I know.
I said doo-doo? I said doo-doo. Damn
You
it.
said doo-doo.
Okay, we got a title for the show.
Under there.
We have a title for today's episode. I'm so excited.
You're right. They go into it, and you're used to nowadays. We're used to more storytelling.
Right.
And, in this one, they cut it short because they didn't have time, and they threw a bunch of stuff at you, and it all kind of adds up, though. Like it held together enough.
I mean, shit, we see more of a development
understood.
between teacher and students in Sister Act, too. I'm just
Alma.
saying.
Check your battery.
Did you just put Sister Act 2 on par with Stand and Deliver? Wow.
As far
I
as
was about to compare Dead Poets Society, but
That would have been better.
you know,
That might have been a better pull.
But this is what I'm saying, though. It's you at least see the development between the relationship, the development between the teacher and the students in Sister Act 2, which is a comedy. But you see that dynamic between teacher, and you see that evolve. Dangerous Minds would be probably like subpar, would be right on par with this. Same exact idea.
Yeah.
But you see the development between teacher and students. And you see the development between student and other students. Because that was another class that people were like, fuck you, I'm gonna stab you, fuck off. By the end of the movie, halfway through the movie, they're fucking doing Thomas and Thomas fucking poetry, and which is which. Yep. So it's, as much as I would want to see the development, and then I think that's why. It's because we've seen movies out past this that dive into it a little bit more, right?
The 80s were the beginning of some okay movie making, and then storytelling got
and you
better
build
and
off
better.
that.
Yeah, I mean, I think if this was remade today, it definitely wouldn't be an hour. It would be longer than 2 hours.
It would be a long movie.
It'd be a longer movie with a lot more detail into stuff.
Some others,
Yeah.
or they made different decisions. I think. Like,
Yeah.
Although I don't know that you could cut too much out. Like I like what they had in there.
Oh, no, but I think it's
I
just going to be a
wouldn't cut it
longer
down.
movie.
I
can't think of
I think it'd be
Yeah,
at
just
least a
add-
2.5 hour movie.
Yeah, I
at
can't
this
think
point.
of anything that I would want to remove. Like even when, for a brief moment, when they stole his car to paint it,
Yeah.
I know.
I was like, why did they add that in there? But
That was
then
extra. We didn't even get a good look at
I
it.
realized like they did that to show that the kids are really love him.
Yep,
Yeah.
Right.
they're into him.
I think I think I
Went
just
from
want to
stealing
like.
his radio to refurbish
Yeah.
his car.
Refurbish-
I wouldn't
right.
cut anything. I would just like edit things differently or like rephrase things so it's a little more
Use
cohesive.
that,
You
like,
know.
blue-green transfer effect a little more and really give a dim look.
No, just like the way it's cut could have been a little cleaner,
Yeah.
you know? Like, so we're not just going, oh, it's been 2 days. Oh, it's been a week. Wait, how long have we known these
Right,
people?
right,
It's been 6
Who
months.
are
Oh,
these
what the
people?
hell
Wait,
happened?
what?
Yeah.
Wait, it's been 2 years? Wait, when did that happen? You
That's-
know?
Even
Yeah.
some text on the screen 2 days later.
Right. Anything.
But yeah, no, I'm 100% with you.
Like,
It's
not
we didn't-
take, just do it a little different,
something.
you know?
Give me a different season. I know
Utilize
it's,
the
I know
fact
it's
that you're
California
redoing
and you're
it.
not
Yeah,
gonna
it's
get
LA.
snow.
It's all one season.
But give me
It's all one season.
yeah, it's all hot. I mean, but like, give me some sort of visual difference to let us know, hey, time.
Maybe
is
you should focus on the
passing.
story. instead
What's
of
the easiest job in the world?
cinematics.
Weatherman in San Diego, California. What's it like out there today, Bob? Hot.
Hot.
Back to you.
There it is.
It's hot.
It's fucking
It's hot
hot.
again. Why do you pay me?
I went
to
to
you.
school for this. Hot.
Hot.
Okay.
Back to
cool.
you.
The fuck?
Yeah, I remember Bill Burr did a skit on this. Did you ever listen to this skit on
Probably
this?
not.
He basically was talking about like this movie, Lean on Me, and then like Michelle Pfeiffer did one of these type of movies,
Dangerous
like
Minds.
Dangerous Mind, like the teacher. But a lot of times, like the white teacher, whatever, goes into the urban neighborhood,
Yeah.
like the kids hate them, they suck. They then eventually they put on the do rag. They're dancing with the kids, right? They're all there. They
never
love
seen
them.
a movie where
They
a
turn
white
the shit
person puts on a
around.
do-rag and
That's
dances with
Dangerous
the
Minds.
Dangerous.
Oh,
And she
I've
said
never
they
seen
started,
it.
they started like break dancing with the kids.
my
They
God.
turn
I
it
don't
all
think
around.
she goes that. I think that's a
my
little
God.
bit of creative licensing.
Yeah.
But there is a little. She kind of.
But it keeps, and it does. Like
Yeah.
they have these movies, and they keep remaking these type of movies. But like they do.
Although Finding Forrester did it pretty good.
Yeah, they're great. They're
Fire
great.
Force was a great fucking
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Boom. That was a hell of a movie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That was such a good movie.
That was a good movie. Shit. So there's some pretty good movies here.
Yeah.
But again, like you said, everyone, it's like the 80s starts it, right? There's Lean on Me.
Yeah.
Then as we go on in life and
Like,
movies.
I feel like they were cutting their teeth on decent storytelling in movies. It could have been better. Yeah, we could have done the story a little better, but it wasn't bad as it was done. Like there were some hard cuts You have to kind of follow along and make some jumps. It's not the kind of movie that I had a hard time having the movie on like one screen on my computer while I did some work. I had to actually pay attention because you know what I mean? Because you can do that to some other movies, right? The Marvel movies move so slow and such bullshit. You can just have both of those and you can still, you didn't miss a thing. You didn't miss a thing.
You can get your work done.
Yeah. But this one I had to like pay
put
more
a
attention.
little corner of your screen, like minimizes the corner of your screen.
Like, look, it's a fight scene. Cool. All right, I guess I gotta pay bills.
Literally, it's just a fight
damn, is
scene.
that lasers?
I got at least 3 minutes of like fight. You know,
punchy.
Punchy,
But
kicky,
this one, I
kicky.
was like, wait a minute, he's back in the classroom already? Didn't you just have a heart attack? And then I had to like reverse it and be like, oh yeah, two days.
So I found myself doing that a couple of times too. Like even the wife, like Karen was like, "Wait, what did they just say?" I was like, "I don't know. Fucking rewind."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. There was nothing really there. What the? All right, whatever.
Right.
I've seen so many times I didn't have to. I can't even remember how many times I've seen it. Listen.
You've seen every movie a
times.
bajillion times.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
no,
went with his
that's
mother
not
to
even
a
like
lot of them.
That's not even like funny. Like it's just true. It's sad.
Yeah.
It's a sad
Because every
commentary,
time
but
we
it's
talk
fucking
about
true.
a movie, you're like, damn, this is like the 80th time I've seen it. And I'm
It's
like,
fucking
I watch
true.
it all the time. And I'm like, what the
No, it's true.
fuck
She's
you
not
got
wrong.
time for if you're watching every movie every day?
So like, and I'll do a lot of stuff. Like, okay, so you came in today, and I was having my breakfast, and
Yeah.
I'm watching Hardcore Pawn. You're like, what fucking season? I'm like 5.
Again?
Because I just looped through it. Like it's
Yeah.
background
Well, he had just
fodder.
switched to that from hardcore porn because
Right.
People started walking in.
he was alone for a minute.
What was that? I saw you coming. I gotta switch.
That's thank God.
Pawn. I said pawn.
Pawn.
Said pawn.
So like, and it's true. Like that's at least like
the button, flash
in the last couple, like at least month or two. Like probably like
Exit.
the 8th or 9th run through of the
that
series.
goddamn-
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How do you?
It's a virus.
With that, like I watch that sporadically, right? Like, you know, hey, it's on True TV.
Yeah.
It's like season 1, episode 5. Then the next episode's like season 3, episode 12. You know, it's like
I hate that.
It doesn't.
I used to have it all the time.
It's like it doesn't
If you're
stay
gonna play
in.
that
Never
TV,
linear.
just play it in order.
Right, play it in order, right?
No, I have it on my Apple TV. So I have them
Listen.
all. I have them all.
So I've watched that show sporadically because of things like that.
Yeah.
So my question is, after you watched the whole series the first time, what the fuck brought you to the point that said, I think I want to watch Hardcore Pawn again?
It's some funny fucking shit. Sometimes it is really funny.
I'm with you,
to
Larry.
see
I
dummies-
can't watch something again usually.
Yeah, no, usually
It's
I'm one and done.
really
I
good.
can't.
I watched it once. I'm good. Like,
So
I don't-
here's why. I'll give you an honest answer why. So like I want to see Continental, right? I want to watch Continental. Or Ahsoka's out, right? Things like that. And I've watched Ahsoka and I will watch Continental. But if I get here to work like around 12:30. I have to drop Christian off at noon. I get here. We don't start teaching until like 3:30. So I got like 2 to 3 hours to do things. I'm doing like, signage. I'm doing like the events. I got to set stuff up on the computer, but I'm by myself. So I'm just sitting here by myself working on the computer. I need something. I can't just sit with the silence. And I'm not a huge music person, so I need some video. But I can't watch Continental because I got to fucking pay attention to it. I can't sit there doing Photoshop and Illustrator while I'm actually trying to pay attention to Continental because it's the first time I watched it.
right.
So I just need something that's in the background playing that I've seen a million times that I can hear and listen to and probably quote the whole fucking time, but I don't actually have to watch. Because then I get behind the window I'm working on.
Silence. You have trouble
I
dealing with
can't
silence.
stand fucking
thing is,
silence. I run a podcast, can you tell? I can't stand fucking silence.
I know exactly what you're talking about because I'm the same exact way, but the opposite. Like, if I put on a show, I'm going to be focused on it the whole time. Even if I've seen it a million times, I could see it a million and one times.
Yeah, no, I know.
You know? So, but
actually, it's not a
I'm
bad
always
thing.
listening to music because I'm not going to sit in silence and do this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to
For
listen to
TV
music
shows
and
like that, like
shit
when I do my
done.
artwork at home, if I'm painting or doing my origami,
Yeah,
or
if I
whatever,
want to do art,
I
I'm
have
listening
something
to
on that
music.
I've already seen a million times,
Yeah.
so I don't have
So
to
for
pay attention
those
to
of
it.
you out there who need that, right? I would challenge you to try to sit and just do something quietly or just drive with no radio.
I've done that. Freaks me out.
No, God, you
done
can't
that.
leave me alone with my
Freaks me
thoughts.
the
You
fuck
can't
out.
do this.
Listen.
I can't be sentenced to thinking.
Because you'd be surprised at the cool things you start thinking about and the solutions that you come up with to problems that you might be running into. With just, I'm not saying you got to sit and think about those problems. That's not what I'm saying.
No, yeah.
I'm saying like, so for example, like my drive to work can be as long as an hour or as short as 20 minutes, depending on which office I'm going to. on the long drives, I will sometimes drive the whole way with no radio, no nothing, and just like drive, and then your mind starts thinking of things, and then before you know it, you're like, oh shit, that would be a great way to deal with this thing that's going on. Or like your brain, just give it some silence so it can think on its own in the background, and then it'll pop solutions up to your head and be like, you know that problem you were having, you were like, how do I fit, you know, this furniture into my room in such and such a way? Like before you know it, like like your brain just throws it out there. So I would challenge you to give it a shot.
I've tried it.
I've actually,
the fuck out.
no,
I
I've
get all the voices in my head. They start arguing with each other, and I lose the fucking conversation.
I've actually walked from Woburn to Lexington with no music, no nothing. Yeah. I just walked, and it took me like a couple hours
and did it
of
feel
just
like it went really
walking,
fast?
dead silence.
Did it feel like it went by?
It kind of did, because I was like, oh, I'll put my earbuds in when I recognize where I am, and then I was there. I just, the thing is, I like to think, but I don't like to think too much.
No, but I'm not saying you need to think.
But every once in a while,
like, let me pontificate on the meaning of life.
Pontificate.
I'm just saying, just like,
I love it.
Shut it all off.
Yeah. But it was nice. It was a really nice walk.
Yeah. It's you'd be surprised. You have to get used to it if you've never done it, but like, it's pretty awesome. I'd try it.
Yeah, I've tried it. I go down bad roads.
Yeah.
So it's it's just easier for me not to go down bad roads.
Honestly, like probably about 3 times a week minimum after work. Shut the radio off.
Oh,
Windows are
amazing.
up.
Yeah.
And I just drive. There's been times I've pulled up to the house and I just sit there.
Yeah.
And just
take it in. Yeah, man.
But I also work in working in the construction field. In all seriousness, it's constant noise.
Sure, it's
loud
banging and drills and
starting at 6:30 in the fucking morning. So I'm up at 5. I get ready. I get in my car. I'm listening to morning radio, whatever. Get to the job site. It's constant like yelling and banging and construction. Rah, 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 rah. And it's like, I get in my car to come home. I'm like, I need silence.
That quiet time.
The ears start ringing. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, we live in a society where we're constantly bombarded with noise in all sorts of ways. Like social media has its own noise.
Yep.
You've got your dinging from your phone. Like I've turned off all my notifications on my phone. Like when I get texts, that's the only time from specific people. This is the only time my phone bings me. Because my wife turns it on for like when she gets an email. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like you're getting bings all these. Like you don't need all that input.
Right.
Like I want to go to my phone when I'm ready to check.
Yeah, I get texts. That's pretty much that, or the phone. It's the phone call or the text. That's really the only bing.
But like you get that, and you get the outside noise of just life, and the work noise, like you were just talking about, Larry. And then we're making our own noise because we're throwing either music on because we can't stand to be silent, and it's not good for you. Like, it's like a detox you got to go through. But think about, you don't have to go crazy. I'm not saying you think about something particular. Just like you're driving home tonight, turn the radio off. Just be there.
Give it a shot.
Driving, turn the radio off. Like,
I gotta say, now
I feel like my car will end up
I'm
looking like that car without the paint.
See, the thing is, now that I kind of like reflect, I'm like, I do let myself think like pretty often, because when I'm walking around campus, I used to listen to music all the time, but I've since like pretty much stopped listening to music in between classes. So when I'm walking around or when I'm on the bus, I'm not listening to people. I'm gonna put my earbuds in, but like I'll just be walking around and I will just have nothing playing.
Do you guys need a separate podcast?
Yeah, are you guys good?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I just want to see where I.
No, that's fine. I'm driving home.
No, I tweaked
completely anonymous.
I tweaked my back a little bit. I had to like put on some a little bit.
I'm driving home like this.
It just kind of
completely
flares up every
anonymous.
once in a while.
Cover of Time magazine.
When you fell down.
That's it.
No
indication even tried to stop.
I'm so sorry.
No. It's like
You went here and I went, oh no.
No, I promise it was not that.
Right.
It was before that.
Larry, you got anything for us over there?
I got something for you. Hit it.
Larry, I need a blood sugar on it!
Oh.
Shit. We've got Budget versus Gross.
Let's do this.
1988. We have scenes that are being filmed underneath the fucking bridge with no extras.
For no
Keep
fucking
that in
reason.
fucking mind.
I think this is going to be a low budget film.
Let's get a budget. Mila.
Yeah.
Let's go to Mila for the budget.
Mila with the budget.
3 mil.
All right, we got 3 mil.
Yeah, that's not a bad choice.
Mr. Bruno.
That's a good call. I'm gonna go, since this is 88, it's gonna be a little more than that. 6 mil.
6 mil. 3, 6.
I'm going to go.
Marco.
It is 88. Edward James Olmos is a star at this point. He's been on Miami Vice. He's been in a ton of shit by now. I'm going to bump it up a little bit. I'm going to stay with my standard, I don't know the fuck, 12. 12 mil.
Wow.
12 mil.
3, 6, 12.
Yeah.
Not even fucking close.
Yeah.
You would be the closest with an over 1.6 million.
Jesus.
No, I'm just not surprised.
Yeah, no, that's
So it's
it's funny. That's not
$1.6
shocking.
million.
Because I was like, I can't.
Really?
I was gonna say 2, but I was like, I don't know.
So
I usually do
I saw that too,
stupid
and I was
things.
like, wait a minute, is that real? I had to look it up again. It was 1.6. So now, if you go to the IMDb, and it actually makes sense.
Yeah.
If you go to IMDb and you go down the cast, they don't even have fucking pictures of
Most of them don't, no.
Right, so that tells you
Yeah,
what.
no.
And like I said, Lou Diamond Films now makes more money. Back then,
yeah.
no.
So you got Lou Diamond Phillips, Andy Garcia, Costanza's mother, Edward James Olmos.
That's essentially it.
That's kind of like the people that are now part of that stayed with it.
Almost might have been the only guy at the time.
At that time,
that
he-
might have been.
and
And it was his production company?
and it was his production company.
So he probably wasn't paying himself the whole time. 'cause he could make
Exactly,
on the
because he just
backside,
wanted the
right?
story, right? Because the
Right.
story is good. I look at this going, this was the classic case of, I really want to get the story out there.
Yeah.
And we're not going to go crazy on fucking high budget, fucking, because
Which is surprising because this came out in 88 and La Bamba came out in 87 the year before.
yeah, but
So he was a little bit more.
I don't think,
star.
If he made the movie, if he was the owner of the production company, then he's probably thinking, I'm not going to pay myself. I'm just going to make the money on the back end.
right, no, but he was talking about Lou Diamond Phillips. Lou Diamond Phillips was in La Bamba the year
yeah.
prior.
Yeah.
Then you have this. Lou Diamond Phillips doesn't become Lou Diamond Phillips until fucking
Tombstone?
No. The fucking Bang Bang Chavez.
Young
Chavez.
Guns.
Young Guns.
Young Guns, same thing.
That's when we see Lou Diamond Phillips. That's when Lou Diamond Phillips becomes, because when you look at La Bamba, he's portraying a person, Richie Valens.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people at that age knew who the fuck Richie Valens was. You don't know who Buddy
That was a
Holly
pretty
was.
big movie.
It was big, but I think it didn't draw the attention of the people like our age. I mean, not for nothing. 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds aren't going to watch La Bamba. Except for you, because you're fucking weird. So.
No, I didn't see it in the theaters, but I saw it when I was younger. I
I did too, but it was because it was like, oh, it's on TV.
Yeah.
I know this song because of an older
Well,
person.
because my parents listened to that
Right.
stuff, yeah.
So we have a budget of 1.6. What's the gross?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, this is going to be big, I think.
Start off with you, Mila. Mila's our benchmark.
Keep in mind that it's been shown in every high school
I know, right?
since 1988.
That's still, you know what? I think that's definitely part of it.
20.
20 mil.
I think that's super low.
27.
Hey, you already said 20.
Damn
Stay
it!
your first number.
27.
27,
I think they're
27,
off by
27,
Many
27.
tens of millions. I would say, I would say from then to now, given that 90 million.
90 mil. Wow.
I'm gonna say 12.
Closest one, Marco. The actual gross is 13.9.
You scared
I'm
me.
super surprised by that.
And that's all-time domestic.
Let me guess. Let me tell you why I thought it was too low. Because I think you're right. It has been played and everything. I wonder how many actually paid to fucking play it.
Yeah.
Especially back then. Nobody really realized you're actually supposed to pay to watch to display these things, even in an educational setting. Most people
Because
are just
she
like, oh, I have
started
a
on
tape of this. I'm gonna fucking
HBO,
throw
I'm
it
going
in.
to throw the tape and I'm going to hit record.
And then I'm gonna bring it to
I'm
watch
gonna
show
take
my
it
Right,
students.
and there you go.
And
Bim,
you're going
bim,
to watch
boom.
it. So it made 13.9, and again, in the scheme of budget versus gross, it made its fucking money hand over fist.
Sure.
And again, and to this day, I feel maybe not as prominent as some of the other movies, but it is a educational staple. Like, if you're a teacher, you will use it. Go, hey, listen, you know what? Let me show you. You said you saw it in
high school.
So I think that this is one of those movies in high school. You are going to watch this. You are going to watch Lean On Me.
I'm
You
going to be
are gonna
honest.
watch it.
I don't know why you would want to watch this in high school and show this to your kids. I don't understand why. I don't see this as like what is it?
Well, clearly
You're
you didn't
showing-
watch it in high school. So
I did not, but I mean, I'm an adult.
in the school setting.
I'm capable of critical analysis, and I don't think that I don't see the benefit there. I don't understand what's the message. Because you're trying to show your students some message. What is that message?
You're
Don't give up.
smarter
That
than you
there's
think.
always hope.
No, for me,
So I think there's a better way. There are better movies to show the don't give up thing.
Yeah.
Like,
For me, the thing is what I like about movies like this and like Good Will Hunting is you are smarter than you think. Because going through high school, I needed that message. I was like, you can do this. You're not dumb. You're not stupid. You can do it. And I needed that specific message
that's a good one.
all of the time.
It is a good one.
It's
I
like,
hear
you're
you.
not stupid. You're not dumb. And I'm like, I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb. I just need to work a little harder. I just need a little
Just
more
not focused.
inspiration.
I'll buy that. I'll
Just
buy
a little focused. I need to pull it together,
Yeah.
just to finish it up, a pass.
Okay.
I'm looking at the bare minimum.
But I do see what you're saying, though, because it's like, all right, it's unless.
You got a teacher who's like weirdly connecting with these kids.
Yeah, I
your
think
guy.
that this is one. I think this would be
I
a
had a
movie
teacher that was
that
able to connect pretty good. He was pretty good.
environmentally, like,
making
if
sexual
this
innuendos, right?
if this movie plays
No.
into an area that it represents almost,
Yeah.
you can be like, oh, okay, I can get it. Maybe in some place that doesn't play because they're like, yeah, these guys are all fucking idiots. I don't.
I mean, there's value in the person on the movie looks like me or acts like me or sounds like me.
Right, and I think that's why
And
we've
so
seen the same
there's-
kind of movie in
there's
so
the
many
connection,
different ways.
yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Awesome. I like it. All right, let's give it a rating.
Okay.
We're at that point. Bruno's got to get the hell home.
All right.
Let's give it a rating. Bruno, we'll start with you.
I liked it. I thought it was. We've introduced quarter.
Yeah, we're at quarters. You can do
So I'm
quarters.
gonna go 3 1/4.
3 1/4. I like it.
I
Mila?
was gonna say the exact same thing, 3 1/4.
I'm right there.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm right there at 3 1/4, honestly.
That's the most solid thing.
Yeah.
okay, Marco, lands on you,
Fuck
buddy.
it up.
I'm at 3.5.
God
damn it.
God.
I mean, we
Just
almost
gotta be
did it.
special, huh?
We almost did it.
I am. I'm there. I'm the
I
special.
think he did it on purpose.
The helmet.
Fucking
I
Marco.
think he's
Strap.
special. Wears the
That's
helmet, but doesn't play
classic
sports.
Marco.
Classic Marco.
Classic Marco.
Look in the windows.
Look in the windows.
That's how I roll. Yeah, I like
That's
it.
fair.
Like I said, it's one of those movies I'll watch whenever it's on. If whatever part it's on, I just dig it. I like to watch this movie. I think it's inspirational. I do. I get pissed off just like he does when they like make the kids retake the fucking test, and I like the
I
end.
felt that
He's just
also.
like I want the original scores reinstated because fuck you. You know what I mean? I think that's awesome. You know what I mean?
You know what? Speaking of that part too, like when he goes in and he approaches Andy Garcia,
Oh, he's like, if I catch you on the street, I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
kick the
beat
shit
you.
out of you.
Right. But I actually like Andy Garcia when he just kind of popped a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck yeah, Andy Garcia, you motherfucker, I love you.
Yeah.
And I really do like him a lot.
Yeah, it's just like he's like, don't accuse me of racism. Like,
Yeah.
what'd you get? Like, you totally
That
get
was
it.
that was cool. That was an interesting scene.
They did a good job of making the quote unquote bad guys multidimensional, right? Like they're not really the bad guys. They're the guys who just happen to be there, implementing the will of the Educational Testing Authority.
Right.
And then the Educational Testing Authority is just like, look, the numbers that you guys gave back are way off way out of
The
whack
norm.
with regards to the norm. So it does look kind of fishy, right? Like, so all of it,
So what do you
know
think
they
though
did
of
it-
his analysis of like, once you figure, okay, these are anomalies, these are weird, you have to then open up and see who did it. Like, because it's anonymous until they figure out there's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
problem.
I mean, they
he's like,
skimmed
but
over
then he's
that.
like, if this was Beverly Hills, would you have been continue to dig this deep?
Right.
Would you continue to push this hard
Yeah, who
if this
knows?
was Beverly Hills?
Yeah, especially
And
when they
that's
were like
interesting.
interviewing the kids in the room, going like, "Look, I know you did it. Just tell me like how you did it, why you did it." It wasn't like we're just like
Not great
It could have been just
And
did
I
you guys
felt
cheat?
for them in
no,
that
okay.
moment.
It was like look, I know sometimes you guys can cut corners. just tell me who did it.
Yeah.
You know?
I felt
Don't
for
be
them.
mad. Just tell me who did
I felt
it.
for them in that
And then when
moment
they
'cause
kept telling the truth,
you know.
he was like, all right, clearly they don't want to cooperate.
Yeah.
You know? Like, the guy just wanted a confession.
Yeah. And I felt for them in that moment because, like, as an adult, you're like, just stand up for yourselves and tell them to fuck off. I did not cheat. But they're kids. They're teens.
Yeah,
And we didn't do that as a teen. As an adult,
If I
you'll
was
do
in that
that.
room at that age, I wouldn't have been.
You've been shitting yourself.
I would have been
Because
just
you know who
sitting
these
there,
fucking
yeah.
guys are,
I would've been any
and where
different
they
from those
came
guys.
from.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Yeah.
you see the scene with Angel in the cut. They're ready to get you. So you don't know who these fucking guys are. They come down. They're like, oh, we're not cops. You're like, well, I don't fucking trust you freaking anything. There's no trust at that point.
Yeah.
So you just keep your mouth shut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that felt real to me.
Yeah.
That part, you know, where they're just like, yeah, I would love to stand up and say fuck off if we didn't cheat, but like they all feel trapped in that moment of like we don't know what the fuck to say. And then the Angel stands up and is like, I gotta decomposing him with the mailman.
That was
I
the
gotta
best.
decomposing him in my
Yeah.
locker.
Oh
He's
my
like,
God.
fuck
That was
you.
good. That was good. I like that. Yes.
That was a good one.
Patrick's just like with his knuckles. That was great. Awesome. All right, gang, there it is. We got a Stand and Deliver.
There it is. I like it. Yeah.
I definitely, if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Go watch it, yeah.
At least one time.
Yeah.
It's a great read.
one of the
One
movies
time
to
for
see.
yourself. One
Put it
time.
on your list. Do that one. Do Stand By Me. Not Stand By Me.
Lean on Me.
Lean on Me.
It's
And
one
Stand
of
By
the
Me too.
movies
But
of
Lean
all
on
time.
Me
Stand By Me
is a great movie to bookend with.
That's a great movie.
Stand by me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah.
Was.
Yeah, that's on my list.
Fuck.
Yeah, awesome movie. All right, gang.
All right,
Thank you
Pew.
so much.
Pulling
Thank
up
you,
for us,
Larry.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Mila.
You.
Thank you, Bruno.
Odelay.
Olele. Ole vato.
Appropriation happening.
That's right, gang. All right, we are Entertainment Rants at entertainmentrants.com. Please feel free to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. I just shut your ear off there, Larry?
No.
Okay,
you're
just
good,
checking. Sorry about that, buddy. And let us know what you thought of the podcast. Let us know what you thought of Stand and Deliver. If you've seen the movie, give us a shout out. All right. We'll talk to you guys on the flip side. What are we gonna go do, everybody?
Hashtag Let's Rant.
Orale.